This Daf Yerushalmi Kilayim. The article owes for edition on Daf Mem Daled and Aleph at the beginning of the new parak, Kerem Shecharav, and in the Vilna edition on Daf Gimel Amud Beis, also Kerem Shecharav. Okay, so Kerem Shecharav, you have a Kerem which has become many of the grapevines there have been destroyed, died, uprooted. If you can still, there's enough. The ratio of grapevines to land is 10 kfani for a base saw. And they are properly planted. In other words, in the proper form, proper rows. Harez the nikra kerem. It's called a kerem. The Mishnah Gemara and the Grach here add it's called kerem dal. Say impoverished kerem, and they take out the word dal from the net towards hence. Kerem shuna tu irbuvya, a kerem which is planted in a mixture. Im yesh you can make it someplace in the kerem. Two corresponding to three, right? The Shnai Bechad Yotzi Zon. If I raise a kerem, then the whole thing is going to be a vineyard, being loud. And if not, if there's nowhere that pattern exists, ain't no kerem, it's not a kerem. Mer mer hovu nira ketav these krumim raise a kerem. If it looks like a kerem, even if it's not precisely a kerem, it is considered to be a kerem, and you have to, of course, distance yourself for amos from it. In other words, it's kind of like it doesn't look precise. It doesn't have the precise format, but somebody looking at it looks like to him like it's a kerem. The same halacha which applied in the previous parak to karachas hakerem applies to kerem shecharav. What's the difference? Karachas hakerem he kerem karachas hakerem but karachas hakerem it has its bald spot in the middle, and that's why you can plant stuff there in as long as you have the required space. Kerem shecharav kerem shecharav it is all the lost grapevines all over the place, and therefore it doesn't necessarily gives you enough place in one place to be able to plant other species in that area. Rabbi Zira mechavel chevraya. Rabbi Zira so chevraya teisha shurin min shova shova. So he showed them 9 rows of 7 each. And this, of course, we have a picture to look at in the Kilayim. Okay, you start out with simple enough, 9 rows across of 7 each. 9 rows across of 7 each. That's the first picture. Straightforward. Then Nasab Shura, Nasab Shura, Para Shura Lasheti. He takes a row away and leaves another row Shesi. In other words, in one direction. Okay, so now you're left with, instead of 9 rows of 7, you're left with 5 rows of 7. Right? Now you have 35. So you start off with 63. Now you have 35 left. Took up 1 row each side of the chassis, right? In one direction. Nasab shura parashura le'erev. And then you go in the other direction. Now you took out every other row in the erev, the other direction, right? So now you're left with 20 kfani. Okay, so that and then what do you do next? So then nishtai rusham esim kfani. There are 20 kfani left. Nasav tarti mikan. So you take and the Gra Chaim put in the tarti mikan. I think it's the Gra. No, the Rash and the Reb Chaim. Tarti mikan, but tarti mikan. So you take two from here, two from here, two from here, two from here. So that's this picture over here. The Kfanim which have the line through them are the Kfanim we took away. So you have two over here, you took away. Two over here, you took away. Shnai kan, shnai mikan. Two over here, you took away. Two over here, took away, and two down as well. Okay, so in other words, took one more in that line. So now you took away 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're left with 10 kfanim in that base saw. So you started with 63 kfanim in the base saw, and now you're left with 10 kfanim base saw, and it's still considered to be a kerem dal. So again, notice a tarti mikan, and tarti mikan. You might have it could be the gissa could use further adjusting in order to make it work out properly. But in any event, that's the scenario. Left from in this case, of course, you have many shnai k'neged shnai echad yotzei zonav in the middle, so therefore it still has a shame kerem. Kerem dal. Nishtai now it says Nishtai Rosham instead of Esrim it should say Rash and the Grach say that it's Nishtai Rosham Asar Kfanim. This is where with the case you learned that Mishnah. Es Kfanim Beisar, you have 10 Kfanim left in the Beisar, and two Shnayim K'neged Shnayim Echad Yotzei Zonav, and you have in all directions. Shnayim K'neged Shnayim Echad Yotzei Zonav, Shnayim K'neged Shnayim Echad Yotzei Zonav, Shnayim K'neged Shnayim Echad Yotzei Zonav, Shnayim K'neged Shnayim Echad Yotzei Zonav. So you have in all directions. You have Shnayim K'neged Shnayim Echad Yotzei Zonav. Like here you have. Over here you have 2 and 3. The other way, 2 and 3, and up and down. 2 and 3, and down. 2 and 3. So whatever direction you're looking, you're going to have Shnai K'neged Shnai Echad Yotzei Zonav. So even though you only have 10 Kfanim there, it's as if you also have Kfanim in the corners. And that's what he says, well, actually, not. That's going to be the next thing. So, not yet. But in any event, let's see. He says, at Rokil Aches Dukan. You see, as if another one is planted over here. Kil Aches into a Khan, another one's planted over there. Kil Aches into a Khan, another one planted over there. And the Rosh Shvili on the Reb Chaim Panels here. Again, Kil Achas Kil Achas Netua Khan, right? 4 sides. So then, Lita can at Enad Yochel, because it's from the picture. Plant here he can't. Shehu Zonav, because it's a Zonav. Yochel Shehu Zonav. But for Ein Zonav is Zonav. There's no Zonav for Zonav. Either kind of Yochel Shehu Zonav, Ein Zonav the Zonav. Either kind of Yochel Shehu Zonav, Ein Zonav le Zonav. And the Rosh and Reb Chaim again put in Lita Kan Enad Yochel Shehu Zonav, Ein Zonav le Zonav. Okay, so now, in order, let's picture Kuf Gimel here. So now, in the places which are which are black, those are the zonavs, and the places which are outlined in broken lines, that are the ones which you don't say zonav le zonav. So. You can see it here, right? The corners remain as if there's nothing there. We fill in the blanks, so to speak, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. We fill in 6 blanks, and we leave 4 which are the zonav, as if they're not there. So therefore, the bottom line is that it's as if 16 are planted there. It's not as if 20 are planted there. Right? So again, the ones which are a zonav, those we look as if they're the zonav le zonav, which are the corners. There we don't say Ein Zonav L'Zonav. Because in order to make the corners Zonav, you have to make them corner. You have to look at the imaginary initial Zonavs as if they are real. You can make a Zonav L'Zonav, but you can't. Initial ones are bottom line imaginary. So therefore, there's no Zonav L'Zonav, and the corners don't have to be marked the same as you have to do from the rest of it. You don't have to imagine, because there's no imaginary Zonav, only imaginary Zonav. Next line of the Gemara, which is on the art scrolls on top of Mem Hayim Ralph, at the bottom of Chav Gimel base in the Vilna, Hada Amara Shein Zon of a Karen Gadol. The Gra and Reb Chaim changed that to Hada Amara Shenostim Zerah Karen Katan Lasoso Gadol. You give a zonav to a kerem katan. It's obviously 5 to make it a kerem gadol. We learned just like it says that how much ein zonav kerem gadol means that that's telling us the principle of ein zonav l'zonav. But the way they change it, it means that a kerem gadol cotton, you give an additional, you give it a zonav, okay, and hadab shita. This resolves the question. Shilta Rabbi, it says Shari Torah, so based on elsewhere says it's it says the Pshita Shilta de Rabbi Yoina B'Shem Rabbi Yochanan at Roa Kilu Acheres Nim Netuakan. You see, as if another one is planted here. In other words, yes, you do see there's another one planted here, and therefore it's as if that you have 16 as opposed to just 10, but not 20. Reb Chaim has a slightly different shot in Lita Kan Yochashu Zana Vein Zana Lazana. If you want to say that Lita is explaining why you can't give Zana because you don't make an imaginary Nitiyah. But the idea is the same idea. And that brings us, of course, to the next Amud, and therefore we will stop here for today.